Cut! That's a wrap, people! Worst death scene. Act 1. Faces, everybody! You'll never work in this town again! Next time, you need to cry on cue, then die on cue! That performance makes me want you to be a better actor. Congratulations! You've clinched the nomination for lamest death scene in a horror movie. I'm so proud. Oh my! I'm afraid this one is bound for an early digital release. Do it again, with feeling, please! You don't have it, kid. And I don't even know what it is. But whatever it is, you don't have it! Oh, how far the star has fallen! You can't even die believably! I have half a mind to recast you. Stop messing up my masterpiece! Go in tight. Hold it. Now dolly out. Slowly. Continue bleeding. Continue bleeding. More bleeding. More bleeding. And sing! The only convincing part of that performance was when you died. And if it wasn't for the gallons of your blood spilled everywhere, I don't think I would have even believed that! Thank you for ending your woefully mind-numbing performance. You call that acting? You couldn't act yourself out of a paper bag! Try again! Clearly there was some mix-up with the casting director, because I was under the impression I was working with real actors and not the rejects from an elementary school play. How can I put this? You're as dead as your career. Bravo. A truly uninspired performance worthy of softcore porn or cable network sitcoms. Auditions for the hemorrhoid commercials are next week. Why am I always stuck working with amateurs? The best thing about your performance is that it ended. So, I guess you got that part right. You missed all your cues and flubbed every line that came out of that garbage hole you call a mouth. Other than that, you did great. Perhaps next time you'll stick to the script. I don't pay you to think. I don't pay you to act. In fact, I don't pay you at all. Which is why this arrangement has worked so well, and why I'm still alive and you're dead. You remind me of the cast that auditioned before you. They couldn't act either. Really, don't worry. I've got nothing better to do than to stand around watching you play these damn arcade games. What's the matter? New York too scary for you? This film isn't going to film itself, you know. How many times do I have to tell you? The break room is not part of the set! It's funny how no matter how many times you tell an actor we aren't shooting behind the scenes footage, that they somehow keep going behind the scenes! You sit in here any longer and we'll have to go straight to home movies and skip the theatrical release! What is it with you in this place? You do realize the cameras aren't rolling in here, right? I wouldn't normally say this, but get back on the damn set already! Trust me, kid. You'll never get discovered in a place like this. So you want to just sit in the arcade, drowning your sorrows in 8-bit color palettes, huh? Sounds like an actor's recipe for obscurity to me. Not exactly the place nor the command performance I was looking for. All done with the tattoos and the gangster lingo? That's too bad, Sally. That was easily one of your best performances yet, though that isn't saying much given what you've phoned in thus far. Perhaps if we can get a truly usable death scene from you out of this film, it won't be a complete and utter waste of my time! Sally! You continue to bore me with these, let's just say, less than stellar performances. Perhaps you could intensify your screams and pour out a few more gallons of your blood. Then we might have something to work with. Maybe if you put your heart into this, we might have something. And I mean quite literally. Your heart, ripped from your chest, just might be what a starlet like you needs to muster up the commanding performance this film needs. We're not going to get the shot with you hanging out in the arcade all night. You do want to make it in this town, don't you? Well, if you want to find yourself laying on more than a casting couch, you better start laying on the pavement. In your blood! I think a break from the set is exactly what you needed. Though I'd have preferred it if it were in a body bag. Horror takes talent, my dear. And at this rate, I'm not even sure if I killed you myself we could get something usable. Though I am beginning to consider joining the cast for such an occasion. Still going for that damsel in distress look, I see. That didn't do you much good the last couple of times, but maybe, just maybe, this time it'll work. Oh, little Sally, stuck in the arcade again while the boys have all the fun. Too bad. You look like you were dressed for the occasion tonight. If that occasion involved you getting beautifully dismembered on camera, you can hardly turn in a decent performance, and now you want to just run away in the arcade? This is not where stars are born, Sally. No, this is just where we dump the trash. Well. Look what the cat dragged in. I'm surprised to see you here, but not surprised you made it this far. You already know the way. Here you are again, wasting perfectly good celluloid, unable to do the simplest of tasks, die on kill. Question remains, do you stay dead? Death doesn't have to be your end, Poindexter. Unless, of course, you can give me a better performance because that last trip in here was, let's just say, less than your best, kid. Oh, what's wrong, kid? Didn't pay attention watching Shaolin shuffle? You just can't get enough of this place, can you, kid? Really, kid? I've seen more believable performances in tampon commercials. No more tokens already? What happened? Traded in your joystick for an anarchy patch too soon? Be careful what you wish for around a place like this. You just might get it. There's a bigger picture out there, Poindexter. You just have to find it for yourself. You call that acting? At best, that was dying. Badly. One more time. When the die cue card goes up, you die. Sit tight. Your friends will be joining us in no time. I thought a trip back to your hometown might help you bring a better performance. I've been wrong before. Overwhelming evidence points to the casting for this role. Honestly, you were terrible in Rave in the Redwoods. Miscast? Perhaps. But real talent can fill any role. Just like a good actor can die on cue. Let's try this again. Once you've mustered enough courage to get back on set, all that street savviness just wasted. What happened to the tough city kid that climbed out of the gutter and onto the stage? I'm sure that kid could have turned out a proper death scene. You, on the other hand, haven't done anything but waste my time. Looks like your posse is going it alone. Don't worry, though. I'm sure they'll be joining you any moment. Whole lot of tokens, huh? Sounds like my patience. With your horrible performances. 3 movies in, and this is the best you can do? What an utter waste of celluloid. My time and all those damn zombies! Oh, look who's back, ladies. Our resident hotshot AJ. And I must say, you really do make that 70s get-up look rather ridiculous. With a few splashes of blood, though. You'll be looking fabulous! Welcome back to your home away from home. But before you get too cozy, somebody needs to send you back to wardrobe. You're looking a little too healthy for this scene. You've done this whole death thing before, kid. All we need is something on camera that my audience can sink their teeth into. You were certainly looking the part, but you still can't dye your way out of a paper bag. All the looks in the world and not an acting bone in your body. You sound like half of Hollywood nowadays. You're going to be huge with the 976 crowd. Just do your dying bit. Over the phone, no one will ever know the difference. Who's gonna save poor little AJ now? No one, that's who! Ha 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 ha! Looks like the arcade is your last stop, handsome. Unless, of course, they can stay alive. With all that athleticism, I thought I'd rarely ever see you in a place like this. Though with those acting skills, I should hardly be surprised. Looks only get you so far, you know. Horror is a lot tougher than it looks, honey. But you've managed to figure that out all on your own. Too bad that entire shot was horrible. And by horrible, I mean your acting. Honestly, what happened to the real talent in this town anyway? Cast as the star, and the best you can do is turn out a grade school play performance. I should have known better than to cast some boring actress with nothing more than a pretty face and hardly any talent. Though I'd love to see you prove me wrong. I highly doubt you will. Ah! Not even the talent's got talent. When I said die, honey, I meant with some style. Not like an emotionless robot. You'll just have to do it again. With feeling this time! Is this what a Shaolin master does all day? Hangs around in some deadbeat arcade? You're gonna need a lot more than 9 lives if that's the best death scene you can give. Watch your back. You're all out of lives now, Miss Kitty. No more tokens and all 9 lives wasted. Pity. I was expecting so much more from a starlet like yourself! Enough with this! This isn't going to win any of us any awards! We need death and with lots of blood! So let's get to dying already! And please, do try to get blood everywhere! Just when you thought it was safe in Spaceland. That is not a sanctioned prop. Whatever you're up to, cut it out and get back on the set immediately. You've got a death scene to film after all. This isn't part of the script. What is with you and going off script? I'm clearly going to have to recast this. Once you die, of course. His name was Aaron Jordanos, and his brief read like a trip through classic American culture. He had grown up in Los Angeles and was raised by his parents, both of which were athletes in their own right. His mother, a retired tennis professional, and his father, a world-class surfer. He had the genetics of legends coursing through his veins. He could have just as easily been a top-tier professional athlete himself, having won scores of awards throughout his years in high school. But Aaron sought a brighter light than any stadium or court could ever provide. The limelight. This kid was a natural. Equipped with a silver tongue and Adonis-like looks, he was quick to be absorbed by the Hollywood circle, ending up in teeny-bopper TV dramas such as the fan-obsessed Werewolf Poets and the long-running teen drama series High School Hunger, which he starred in for
5 seasons. Though his character would be killed off in season 5, his death opened the door for the chance to appear on a much larger screen. Eventually breaking free of the chains of television, he clearly was overly eager to bring his talents to the big screen and show the world he was more than just a pretty face. I just needed to convince him that this was the chance he had sought, the chance to work with the best. Me! The mere mention of a film had him lapping at my feet. If you dig deep enough, you can find the truth. Sometimes the truth is harder to believe than the lie. I have discovered the second of the 4. Patience. The other souls will follow. If you dig deep enough, you can find the truth. Sometimes the truth is harder to believe than the lie. He is the 3rd of the 4. His soul endures through the darkness. The time is nearly at hand. If you dig deep enough, you can find the truth. Sometimes the truth is harder to believe than the lie. His knowledge will protect the 4. His soul burns bright and will serve me well. The first of the 4 has been found. The beginning of the end is near. If you dig deep enough, you can find the truth. Sometimes the truth is harder to believe than the lie. Her fearlessness will protect the 4. She would be the last of the 4. The final soul has been found. I must be careful. He is always watching. If you dig deep enough, you can find the truth. Sometimes the truth is harder to believe than the lie. His background could have been its own film. Andre Wright grew up in the South Bronx, filled to the brim with its fair share of graffiti, drug dealers, and ladies of the night. He grew up surrounded by turmoil. This kid was the stuff dreams are made of. Raised solely by a single mother, he took a different path than the countless others littered around him, choosing to focus on theater and entertainment rather than earn street credibility. He longed for a way to get himself out of the ghetto. And with a stage at his disposal at a local youth organization known as the Bridges Society, each week he did just that. By becoming the characters he played and forgetting the world he was entangled within. After landing his first acting gig performing in a small off-Broadway production at the age of 10, his dreams became reality, and the birth of a new life in show business began. As a young actor, Andre landed roles in various television commercials and made many one-time appearances as a background character in some popular sitcoms, which provided him the experience and face time he needed. His eventual role in the daytime soap opera Beverly Hills Hospital catapulted him to daytime stardom, where he was known as TV's bad boy and was adored by fans of the show. Though he was familiar with my work, he had only seen a few of my films and heard the occasional rumor. I assured him that unless they were praising my work, none of those tales were true. Besides, next to growing up in the Bronx, making one of my films would be child's play for him. With that assurance, he accepted. Poindexter Zitterman was perfect. The smattering of details pieced together from tabloids and various interviews, his briefing described exactly what I had been searching for. Raised by a father who was a particle physicist, who apparently could hardly find his glasses, and a loving but rather peculiar mother who often got lost in Chaucer, Cervantes, or the Bard for days on end, It was amazing that this kid was ever born at all. Poindexter put himself on a steady diet of comic books, video games, Saturday morning cartoons, and every film I had ever released, all in an effort to escape who he was. In his senior year of high school, he was stuck taking the last available elective class which was required for graduation, drama, ending up with a small role in the class play that would catapult his popularity among his classmates. Poindexter had finally discovered what he would become, a thespian. As an actor, he quickly discovered that his talents on the stage would lead him to New York City, where he soon became a staple on Broadway, commanding sellout performances even in the largest of venues. As a longtime fan of my work, it took no time at all to convince him that a bigger stage was waiting for him. His knowledge of the inner workings of my films will truly command a standout performance from this young man. Sally Octavia Simpson had all the desperation I was looking for. She was the breakout star of the first reality television series, Growing Up with the Simpsons, setting her entire family life underneath a microscope for the world to view. And she never flinched. Her father was a famous jazz musician, largely revered for his fresh take on modern syncopation and a collection of mistresses in the tabloids. Her mother was even more famous than her father. She was a veteran film starlet that seemed to have spent more time on set than in Sally's life, or anyone's for that matter. Unless you were shouting, "Action!" With the show eventually coming to an end after 8 long seasons, she ventured off into the wild to begin a career of her own. The shadow of her parents' fame and the fading memory of the once famous reality TV show haunted her. In nearly every interview, she was asked about them, whether it was about her father's latest fling, or if her mother had actually retired from acting, or if they were ever going to resurrect the old show. Little time was spent discussing her current projects. As the auditions that led nowhere slowly began to pile up, she was beginning to believe the silent chatter. She was still riding her parents' fame and the old show to success. When I called offering her a role, I could hear her attempting to hold back her excitement. She was familiar with my work, but admittedly had not seen any of the films. It wasn't her knowledge of the films I yearned for. The other one had that covered. No. It was her desperation. Her own inner demon that would prove her worth. Before I had a chance to explain the role, she was on board. Desperate to get a chance to escape her history's shadow drove her to accept my offer with little or no thought.
Your soul will be mine. What is your major malfunction?
You've got 2 things to do on this set, and those are
To die and make it look good. Why is it so hard for you to die on cue?
we're just gonna have to do an entire
Reshoot. Seriously, people, 3 films in and you'd think by now you'd have learned how to die.
You're wasting your time if you think any of this is going to change your fate or that of any others. There is nothing that can stop what has already been set in motion. Nothing. You need only ask him what you wish. He will do the rest. Welcome. I see you've made yourself at home. Oh, and how quickly you've embraced your characters.
Bravo! I love the energy you're giving me right now.
The audition of a lifetime, my boy. Now listen closely, because your next round of guests are just chomping at the bit to join you in frame.
Places, everyone! Places! And... action!
Look what the cat dragged in. Our favorite bunch of actor wannabes that don't know how to die on cue.
Let's see if you can get it right in the big rotten apple! The dopey DJ and the fat man weren't doing you any favors, you know. The deeper you dive, the more horrific this is gonna get for you. Next up, a billion rats looking for something tasty to nibble on. And you smell just like their favorite snack. Welcome to my big rotten apple. There's lots on the menu. Tonight's special, glazed zombie with a side of rat tartare. Might I offer you a glass of our finest sewer water? Break a leg or two. It'll make it easier for us to get the shot we've all been dying to see. Your death! Are we having fun yet or what? I know I'd be having a lot more if you die already! I'm gonna give you fair warning now. The locals around here hate tourists! I hope you like pets, because this place has got lots of little friends to love. To death! From the title, you'd think it's lighthearted and mellow. Don't let the name fool you. This place is full of all the undead you come to know and love, with an unhealthy dose of rat, for good measure. Let's see what you've got, Sally. If I didn't see it with my own eyes, I'd never believe it. And I almost cast you as the... Well, let's just say you fit the part better than I could have imagined. Oh, and feisty too! You'd better save some of that energy for your new mosh pit, my boy. This one just might rip your heart out! Which is exactly what we brought all the cameras for! Andre, welcome back to the mean streets of New York City. Things might look familiar, but this is no ordinary Big Apple. This one's rotten to the core! And filled with things that want to eat you. Alive! Now let's see if you've still got those street smarts. You know, AJ, this role was written for a man of your caliber. Dashing good looks, style to spare, and of course, pounds of flesh and gallons of blood. We're in for one hell of a night tonight, my boy. Meow, kitty kitty. Nice to see you out of your litter box. This one's a little bigger, but not much cleaner, I'm afraid. Ah, and at last, finally ready for that close-up, are we? I've been waiting to shoot yours for decades, darling. Quiet on the set! Places, everyone! We've got action! Finally come out of hiding, have we? Good timing. We've got a body bag that is just your size. What's the matter, honey? That litter box you call a dojo getting too lonesome? Here lies Pam Grier, sensei, actress, and lunch for the stunt crew! Come to die, I see. Makes sense. I wouldn't want to sit in some lonely, cold place by myself either. Trust me, I know. The black cat finally comes home. Tired of your cat box so soon? Don't worry. Your pretty little afro will just be the appetizer before the main course underneath. The cat's come out to play, has she? Get ready, because this city's got more than a ball of string and a dead rat to play with. Why do you continue to go off script? You realize none of this is going to save you, right? Again with the stupid little robot and the action star. Don't worry. He'll be dead along with the rest of you soon enough. Practice makes perfect. But you'll be dead long before you ever say perfect. It doesn't matter how fast your hands can move. You'll still die in slow motion in post. You're wasting your time if you think any of that kung fu crap is gonna save you. Your death is on the cue card, and the director wants to see action! So what? You think you're a ninja now? Be one. Be one with your death! Your inner spirit yearns to be free. So do it a favor and die already! Kung Fu and the foolish aspirations of a young grasshopper. Remember, it's not what you can't do, it is what you can. And what you can do for me is die! Focus, young grasshopper. Dying slowly is best for the scene! A true warrior knows with absolute conviction when to bleed out and film a good death scene! It is from within that all of your blood will spill! Hold on to your strength. You'll need it as you take your last breath. It matters not where you die, only that you die. And with conviction this time. Death comes swiftly for those that don't focus. So focus on your death, so we can get the pacing and blood spilling right this time. I don't fear those that practice dying in 1,000 ways. I applaud them! Spread your wings and fly, young one! Right into death's door! It's not your soul that I seek. Actually, yes it is! Never forget those that have fallen before you. They're already dead and waiting for you to join them. Every actor that comes through this film always goes the kung fu route and always ends up exactly where I want them. Dead! No matter how much you train, your inevitable death scene will be waiting to greet you. Through the jugular! Oh, leave that silly little robot alone. He is not part of the official props list. Feeling feisty, are we? Too bad. We're just gonna have to put you out of your misery, little kitty! Anytime you're ready to join the rest of your dojo, we'd be happy to show you the path of death! We're ready to film the finale whenever you're ready. All I need for you to do is die! Not even the pussycat stands a chance against the rats! You wasted enough time in the dojo, and now you're wasting time on the streets? Would you hurry up and die already? Once again, here we are, waiting for some real action from our action starlet. Yet I'm left with nothing more than a cliched performance, with the one thing that is missing. Your death! How many times do I have to remind you that we've got a death scene to shoot, and it doesn't take place in here? We didn't do behind-the-scenes shots in the 70s. And I'm not gonna start now. Get the hell out of that projector room and get back on set. Enough with the coffee breaks in the projector room already. Quit messing around with that projector and get back on the set. There's nothing that belongs to you in that room. Now get back on set. You're wasting good film. That room is not yours to mess around with. Get back on the set and get to dying already. We're never going to wrap filming if you keep taking these constant breaks from production. Now get back on set so we can kill you already. Breaks behind the scenes won't save you. Nothing will. Hacking will only get you punched to death. Break time's over. Now get your ass back on set so we can film that death scene of yours. Fine. Take a break. It's not like death won't be waiting for you when you return. And don't worry. The cameras will be ready and rolling. Carpenter! Dead-eye dewdrops. Double money. Fire sale. Infinite ammo. Infinite grenades. Infinite grenades. Insta-kill. Max ammo. It doesn't matter how many you clear out. There will always be more. No, no, no. That is not what the scene called for. Take it from the top. This isn't your directorial debut, you know. Cut! 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 That'll never do, people! Take it from the top! Again! Really? Could you be any less talented? Not surprised here. I've seen better performances in fast food commercials. Has all your prior training left that little head of yours, too? Because clearly your talent already has. The only award you're winning for that performance is Worst Death! I'd have added ever to that, but you know how stringent the Academy can be. Would you quit going off script? This is not in the script! Who died and made you director? We don't need another director around here. Get it straight. You were hired to do one thing on this film. Die! That is not what I was looking for. Worst performance ever! That's a wrap, people. It's so lovely to see the two of you together again at last. The cat versus the rat. How very exciting this is. Now, before we begin, please remember that the script calls for one very important thing in this scene. Your death! No one paid to watch you scare off the real talent of this film. What we would like to see is you dying slowly while the camera pans in, catching your last breath. Now that's worth the price of admission. You know, no one likes animal cruelty. So cut it out and be a snack already. You'd probably give a better performance as a slice of cheese anyway. Ah! Cut! 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 This is not in the script, and you are ruining my film! Now, we'll just have to shoot that entire scene over, but this time, let's get it right. And by right, I mean, you need to die this time! Here, we have a perfectly good villain, ready to have you eaten alive, and the best you can do is this? We're really going to need you to focus more, or we'll never get anything usable from you. So let's start with lots of pain, buckets of your blood, and as a big finale, your death! This is exactly how you ruin a film! Now take your little katana and shove it up your ass! Ah! What the hell is wrong with you? That is not how the scene was supposed to be shot! You may have caused him trouble before, but you're on his turf now. My, how things change when you've got home court advantage. Now do please give us a performance to remember. By dying in true Hollywood fashion. Face down in feces! Aliens, deadly slashers, and now a vermin-loving rat king. Don't you just love the build-up? This is just what we've all been waiting for. The brats versus the rats. Now, you all have fun together. And do please make it a bloodbath. This movie could use a good soaking. Looks like the rats are back and ready for a snack. Grab your popcorn and candy. Things are about to get deadly! The more you piss him off, the worse this is going to get for you, so please do keep it up! We love it when you make him angry! Finally, a star with some camera time! Now please remember, you're just here to do one thing for this scene. Die! Sit back and relax. It'll make it all the more exciting if you just go with the flow and let him dismember you. Oh, and don't worry about the mess. The rats will clean all of that up. Your soul cannot hide. Capture their souls. Bring their souls to me. Quiet on the set. Remember, people, we need to see lots of your blood for this scene. Don't hold anything back. And... action! Cut! 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 Ah! You're ruining this film! Why won't you just die on cue already? I knew you weren't fit for the part the moment I set eyes on you. You'll never work in this town again!